again. Let's continue. Class 574. Tengo una chuleta aquí que me lo dice todo. Without this, I would be the most boring person. I would be unable to teach on television. Learn to speak up. If you don't have the book, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. All right. Translation list 12, page 94. Are you ready? I'm going to start where I left off yesterday. You remember with Andy and Randy? The two people who look just alike, but they don't know each other? They look just alike and they have names that are almost identical, Andy and Randy, but they don't know each other. Os parecéis el uno al otro. You look like each other. You look like each other. Yes. You know, I remember when I was learning Spanish, my first year in Spain, there was a guy and a girl, a man and a woman, a young man and a young woman. And I said, el uno con la otra. And they said, no, Richard, es el uno al otro, aunque el otro sea mujer. Ah, okay. These things you need to learn when you're learning a language. Os parecéis el uno al otro. You look like each other. You look like each other. You look like each other. You know, os parecéis. You look alike. You look alike. You look alike. You look alike, escrito alike, todo junto. Es lo mismo que you look like each other. Two ways of saying the same thing. You look like each other, you look alike. Sin embargo, cuando decimos you look alike, solemos insertar just or exactly. Because it's clavaos. You look just like each other. You look just alike. You look exactly alike. All right. Pareces una estrella de cine. You look like a movie star. Yeah. I remember my father-in-law many years ago. We met with my wife in a point in Madrid, and it was a working day, and I was wearing a suit. And my father-in-law said, Pacho, pareces una estrella de cine. He said, you look like a movie star. You look like a movie star, but I'm not. I'm simply an English teacher. I look like a movie star. Hablas como si fueras una estrella de cine. You talk as if you were. Claro, como si fueras. You talk as if you were. He talks as if he were. She talks as if she were. Y si este bolígrafo hablase, wow, it talks as if it were. Siempre were, porque es fuera, no es era. Yo era una estrella de cine hace tiempo. I was. But now I talk as if I were. Hablas como si fueras una estrella. You talk as if you were a movie star. Hablas como una estrella de cine. You talk like a movie star. Que es más o menos lo mismo. You talk like a movie star. Hablas como una estrella de cine. Hablas como si fueras. You talk as if you were. Claro, en un caso as if y otro es like. Hablas como una estrella de cine. Ahora, como si es as if. No se dice like if. No existe la expresión like if. Choca. You talk like if. Ni te entenderán. You talk as if. Como si, siempre es as if. Ahora, como, en el sentido de semejante a, es like. Like. Como. Trabajo como profesor. I work as a teacher. Trabajo como un esclavo. I work like a slave. O sea, como si fuera. As if I were. Hablas como una estrella de cine. You talk like a movie star. ¿A quién me parezco? Who do I look like? Who do I look like? Who do I look like? Yeah, Richard, yeah, tell me, who do I look like? You look like, I don't know. You look like Bill Clinton. No way. No way means para. No way. No, okay, okay. You look like, Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy? No way. You know, he's Mr. Spock, on Star Trek. No way, I don't look like that. Who do I look like? I don't know. Do I look like an English teacher? Yes. All right. Who do I look like? ¿Cómo es esta empresa? ¿Cómo es esta empresa, Richard? What's this company like? What is this company like? What's it like? Well, it's a nice place to work. It's pleasant. Typical problems. Yeah. Rumors floating around the company. Yeah, they say, Richard va a dejarlo todo. The rumors floating around the company. Typical in a company. What is this company like? What's the company like? ¿Cómo es la gente en Rusia? Últimamente, mal. What are the people in Russia like? What are the people in Russia like? Or what are the people like in Russia? What are the people in Russia like? What are the people in Russia like? What are the people like in Russia? What are the people, es lo mismo. There's a very slight difference, interesting, but not worth talking about. What are the people like in Russia? Well, they're like you and me. No, the Russian people are very different. No, what are the people like in Russia? They're like you and me. What do you mean they're like you and me? Well, they have 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth. They want their children to be happy. They want to be happy. In basic considerations, we are the same. We want the same things in life. We want to be happy, and we want our children to be happy. Yes. And so we want peace. We don't want war. So we're the same. What are the people like in Russia? What are the people like in Russia? They're like you and me. Yeah. Se parecen a nosotros. Se parecen a nosotros físicamente. Do they look like us? No, well, almost. If you go to Russia, if you go to Moscow, and you look, you see a small difference. Pure Slavic, and you see it, but not much. Yeah, they look more or less like us. Do they look like us? Se parecen a nosotros en forma de ser. Are they like us? Entonces, físicamente, y luego en forma de ser. Do they look like us? Do they look like us? Like us? Like us. Yeah, like us. Like us. Do they look like us? Are they like us? ¿Se visten como nosotros? Do they dress like us? Like us, like us, like us, like us? Do they like you, like you, like you, like him, like her, like them, like us? Do they look like us? Do they dress like us? Do they talk like us? ¿Qué aspecto tiene la casa? What's the house like? Marta has a new house. She's only been living there for 2 weeks. 1 week. How long have you been living in your new house? 1 week. She's only been 1 week in her new house. What's it like? What is the house like? Do you like it? Fíjate, ¿cuánto uso la palabra like? Primero, ¿cómo es tu casa? ¿Te gusta? What is your house like? Do you like it? Yeah, what's it like? What does the kitchen look like? What does the dining room look like? What does your bedroom look like? All right. What's it like? ¿Qué aspecto tiene un bosque después de un incendio forestal? Toma. What does a forest look like after a forest fire? Sad, triste. What does a forest look like after a forest fire? Right after a forest fire or several months after a forest fire? Well, right after. It looks burned, black, and very sad. All right. What does a forest look like after a forest fire? All right. ¿Qué aspecto tienes cuando te levantas por la mañana? What do you look like when you get up in the morning? I look okay. Yeah. When I wake up and get up, I don't feel sleepy usually. No. I look okay. My hair's in every direction, but I look okay. I look okay. What do you look like when you get up in the morning? ¿Cómo eres cuando estás enfadado? Okay. What do you like when you're angry? I never get angry. Come on, Richard, that's not true. You never get angry? I get really angry once every 10 years. and I shout. And it terrifies people because they've never seen it before. So it's very effective. It's very effective. Okay, let's go on to our translation list. Translation booklet, the big one. All right. List number 10, page 216. Are you ready? Pareces una rata ahogada. You look like a drowned rat. This is a strange sentence. Drown, to drown, es como down, insertando un R. Drown es ahogarse en agua. Solo en agua. No puedes decir, oh, aquí me ahogo aquí. No, you're not drowning. You're suffocating, all right, but you're not drowning, all right? So, my mother, you see, when I was a little boy, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, we lived in Houston, Texas, on a street called Cloverdale. Now, I was 5, 6, 7, and 8 years old. We lived 4 years on that street. And my mother gave me a lot of freedom. And because it was a residential area and there was never any traffic, no cars. So I went out, it was my territory. La Ponderosa, the Ponderosa, Bambalamba. And in Houston, sometimes it rains. Well, Houston is a relatively humid city. And in the summertime, torrential rainstorms, you see, raining cats and dogs. And I was outside playing. And the rain is a warm rain. It's una lluvia cálida. So you don't get, it's not cold, you see. And I always was playing. And we played races, carreras. Imaginen que es un polo que compras, okay? Y luego queda el palito del polo, okay? In American English, polo is a popsicle, not an important word, popsicle. In Great Britain, ice lolly. All right, but when you finish, eating the popsicle, you have the popsicle stick. Now the popsicle stick is flat. Yeah, flat. All right, it's made of wood. And then on the popsicle stick, I write my name, Ricky, and my friends in the neighborhood, Johnny, Billy. And then we go to the side of the street, donde el bordillo, the street tiene una curvatura leve para el desagüe, el drenaje. Okay. But right at that point, there's a lot of water flowing, if it's raining. It's flowing 200 meters away is the drain, el desagüe de la calle. How do you say, to the sewers? The sewers is el alcantarillado subterráneo. But that water is flowing very fast. And we put the popsicle sticks in the water. And it was flowing down. And we were running. And to see which one would win the race. And so that was, and we were soaking wet. Soaking wet means calados or huesos. We were only 7 years old. And we were running on the street. I said, I'm ahead. What primero? I'm ahead. I'm falling behind. And these popsicle sticks were going down. All right. And then they disappeared. Unless we picked them up quickly. Sometimes goodbye. I need to buy another popsicle. All right. And so when I went home, I walked into the kitchen because in my house there were 2 doors. The front door was in the entrance hall. O sea, el recibidor. But the back door, on the driveway to the garage in the back, I could go in the back way, and it's directly into the kitchen. Into the breakfast room, el office, directly into the breakfast room. And so if I was wet, I went directly into the breakfast room, which is connected to the kitchen. And my mother was there and said, "You look like a drowned rat." Decía, "Pareces una rata ahogada." She said. And you look like a drowned rat. De ahí viene esta frase. All right, you look like a drowned rat. I had to explain it, Marta, because in Spanish it sounds strange, okay? Descansa un rato, pareces cansado. Rest for a moment, you look tired. Rest for a minute, you look tired. Rest for a while, aquí dice un rato, rest for a while. You look tired. Rest for a while. You look tired. Tómalo o déjalo. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Lo mismo en español, en inglés. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. All right. Saltaron el muro. Yeah. They jumped over the wall. Yeah, they jumped over. Fíjate en inglés. This is the wall. Bam. You say saltó o ha saltado el muro o la tapia, lo que sea. Pero decimos saltar sobre. ¿Se entiende, no? Así, saltar sobre la tapia. The cow jumped, you remember 1 year ago, hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. Yeah, there's a light here. The light in front of me, up there, looks like the moon. Yeah. The cow, una vaca saltando la luna, saltando sobre la luna. Es una nana de niños. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat, el gato y el violín. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed, ha ha, to see such a sight. Wow. And the dish ran away with the spoon. Y el plato se escapó con la cuchara. And the dish ran away with the spoon. Todo rima, por de niños. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over, jumped over, jumped over, jumped over, jumped over. The cow jumped over the moon. The little dog, perrito, the little dog laughed to see such a sight. Tal vista, wow. And the dish, mientras tanto, se escapó el plato con la cuchara. And the dish ran away with the spoon. All right? Saltaron el muro. Oh, las cosas que hacemos con una sola frasita. They jumped over the wall. ¿Quién les dio permiso para hacer semejante cosa? Who gave them permission to do semejante cosa? Semejante cosa. Who gave them permission to do such a thing? O sea, tal cosa. To do such a thing. Who gave them permission to do such a thing? To jump over the wall? I didn't. Don't look at me. I didn't give them permission. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. Don't blame me. No me culpes. No es culpa mía. Don't blame me. It's not my fault. I didn't give them permission. No me mires a mí. Don't look at me. ¿Por qué me miras así? Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you looking at me like that? I didn't give them permission to jump over the wall. Maybe Marta did, but I didn't. Yeah, maybe Marta did. I don't know. Ask Marta. You know? Look at her. Don't look at me. All right. ¿Por qué frase? Perdona. I skipped number 6. Su búsqueda de ellos buscaban. Su búsqueda terminó en fracaso. Their search ended in failure. Their search. Claro, una búsqueda tipo linterna del bosque de noche es a search. O sea, registrando el bosque, right? To search. Their search ended. El verbo to end is para cosas. Finish is para people. I finish, the class ends. Yesterday I finished at 4 o'clock. Yesterday this class ended at 4 o'clock. Las cosas end y las personas finish. Normalmente. All right. There are, but end up, no. Si añades up, es para personas. Terminé estando de acuerdo con Marta al final. ¿Será posible? I ended up agreeing with her. En ese caso, cuando es terminé estando de acuerdo, terminé por estar de acuerdo, to end up. It's totally different. Terminé por estar de acuerdo con ella. I ended up agreeing with her. Su búsqueda de ellos terminó en fracaso. Their search ended in failure. ¿Por qué fracasaron? Why did they fail? Why did they fail? Algún día tendrán éxito. Someday they'll succeed. Someday they'll succeed. Someday they won't fail. Yes. Someday, there's a place for us. Someday, there's a place for us. Somewhere a place for us. Someday. All right, el éxito no es lo más importante. Success isn't the most important thing. I don't know. Is success the most important thing in life? No. But failure is not very positive for anybody. But in any case, success isn't the most important thing. Él es un hombre de éxito. O sea, un hombre exitoso. He's a successful man. Successful. Curioso. El hispanohablante les cuesta decir la X en inglés. Taxi. Extra. Éxtasis, Extremadura. Sin embargo, con successful, todo el mundo dice successful, con X en medio. I don't know why. Successful. He's a successful man. Yo soy un fracasado. I'm a failure. He's a success. He is a success. Or he's a successful man. He's a success and I'm a failure. I'm a failure and he's a success. All right. Él es un éxito, se dice en inglés. He is a success. He's a successful man. I'm a failure. ¿Sientes pena de ti mismo o por ti mismo? Do you feel sorry for yourself? Richard, yeah. Do you feel sorry for yourself? No, I don't feel sorry for myself. I'm a failure, but I don't feel sorry for myself. Yes. Okay, I'm glad. El partido fue muy emocionante. The game was very exciting. The game was very exciting. Exciting, emocionante. ¿Quién ganó? Who won? Who won? Número uno? No, ¿quién ganó? Who won? Empataron. They tied. Es como atar también. Ataron. They tied. It was a tie. Fue un empate. It was a draw. Pero se dice más tie. It was a tie. Draw suele ser en ajedrez o cosas así. It was a tie. Ante la duda, tie. They tied. Fue un empate. It was a tie. ¿Y quién marcó los goles? Who scored the goals? Benzema? Maybe. Who scored the goals? ¿Cuál fue el resultado final? What was the final score? 7-7. 7-7? Yeah, I told you it was a tie. 7-7. There were 14 goals. Yeah, wow. It must have been an exciting game. Debió ser un partido muy emocionante. Tenía que haber sido. It must have been a very exciting game. It was. 7-7. I mean, the score was 5-0. And then our team scored 6 goals. It was 6-5, 6 goals in 20 minutes. The stadium was going crazy. Yeah, it was 6-5. We were winning. And then they scored 2 goals. Oh my God. 7-6. We were behind. They were beating us by 1 goal. But finally, in the extra time, the descuento, bam, we scored the 7th goal. It was a tie. Yeah, but did you break the tie? No. We said that was the end of the game. So it was a tie. Llevé a mi hijo a verlo, el partido. I took my son to see it. Es un poco joven, ¿no? He's a little young, isn't he? He's a little young, tu hijo. He's a little young, isn't he? Por lo visto, no. But he's 3 years old. Well, apparently not. Es un poco joven, ¿no? He's a little young, isn't he? Apparently not. Al parecer, no. Parecía disfrutar con el partido. He seemed to enjoy the game. Oh. ¿A qué hora llegasteis a casa después? What time did you get home? What time did you get back home? Volvisteis. At what time did you get back home? Mucho más tarde de lo que esperaba. Much later than I thought. ¿Qué dirán cuando se enteren? O eso. ¿Qué dirán cuando ellos se enteren? What will they say when they find out? What will they say when they find out? I don't know. I have no idea, and I don't care. If they find out, it's their problem. Yeah, but it's a secret, Richard. We need to keep it a secret. Decimos en inglés, necesitamos mantenerlo un secreto. O sea, como un secreto. We need to keep it a secret. I know. But sometimes it's impossible to keep a secret completely. Eventually they'll find out. Tarde o temprano se enterarán. Tarde o temprano se enterarán. Tarde o temprano, antes o después, eventually. Claro, falso amigo, eventualmente no. Eventually they'll find out. And if they find out, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. If they find out or not, it doesn't matter. But I have to go now. So, see you tomorrow.